I believe that we are finally live. Oh, there it goes. Hold on. It's still connecting, connecting, connecting.
You post that in a group so I could like see comments or
It is on the Ecom Seller Summit fan page.
okay.
So let's go see. Should be there right now. My computer is a little slow. I got windows open. I apologize. Yep, we're live. We are live. Hello, everybody. This is Nicole Whitlock with Ecom Seller Summit, and today I have with me, I'm excited. So here's the first thing. I want you guys to share this out. Share this out. You can share it into other groups. You can share it on your page. Share it out to everybody because we want people to know about their wholesale options. We're going into 2021. We want to help you guys be massively successful and massively profitable in 2021. So share this out to as many groups as you would like. This is Nicole Whitlock with Ecom Seller Summit. I have with me the awesome, the amazing Mr. Sean Mayo, who's in Florida, where it's warmer than it is right here.
Yeah. Hey everybody, how you doing?
So Sean is here to talk to us about wholesaling and how we can, use wholesaling to have an amazing 2021, despite whatever does not happen in 2021 with COVID and vaccines and shipping and all that other fun stuff. We were just having a sidebar conversation about shipping. So, Sean, I will let you have the floor to share whatever does not happen. Amazing info.
Sorry, I had to mute that other screen. Yeah,
Okay.
awesome. So yeah, I mean, wholesale is, I'll say it's the easiest thing, that you can do. Once you get it set up, you can just keep reordering and reordering as much as you want. I kind of hit wholesale from every angle. We do have a retail store. I'm in actually the back room of we have a retail toy store, vintage, modern toys. We have every account you can imagine that, if you sell toys like any, dream account, if we have a brick and mortar store, we have, online stores on, every platform, Amazon, of course, eBay, Etsy, all that. No matter where you're selling, you can use all these same wholesale principles to apply them. So, even if you have one of my products and it shows you, what the ranks are, it doesn't matter. If you have something ranked 10,000 or 1,000 on Amazon, that means it's selling everywhere. So no matter what platform you're selling on, you can take advantage of wholesale. And we've kind of done all the legwork, and that's why we do webinars like this to share some of the information that we have, because we've kind of experienced it all with the smallest companies to the biggest, dealing with nightmare companies like Mattel and Hasbro, Crayola, Super 7, every toy company you can imagine. We've done the work to get those accounts. So now we know what's involved in that. And wholesale is really the best opportunity out there. If you don't have a lot of time, then once you get a wholesale account, there's not a lot of work to it. If you're doing, OA, for example, you constantly have to be searching. If you're finding stuff on sale, when it's not on sale, it may not be a good deal anymore. But with wholesale, and we do a lot of, I'm not trying to put down online arbitrage or retail arbitrage. We do a ton of that. I have a whole team that finds OA leads, and I have a team that goes out and scours stores every day that work for me, to find RA leads as well. We find all that, we buy all that stuff. I don't really deal with private label, but we do, basically every other model you could do to sell on Amazon. So, what we've done is, once you find a product that's worth selling with wholesale, all you have to do is, when you run out or you're getting close to running out, you just make another order, and that's the end of it. So it lets you free up all your time to find more products. So once I find a good find those products, we can, you know, you still there? I just lost
I
you
am
there
still
for a
here.
minute.
No,
Okay.
I'm still here.
Uh,
Just yeah, I was like,
so
we just
once
lost
you find
sound.
those, yeah. So once you find those products, you can, we can spend our time looking for more products. So, we have over 1,000 active SKUs on Amazon, and we've done that by being able to reorder items when they sell out, which I mean takes minutes, and then we can focus on buying more products and growing our wholesale base and opening accounts with new brands and finding new products. Obviously brands are always coming out with new things, so we're able to take those and to grow our SKUs. So your main objective, no matter what you're selling, is always going to be to go as wide as you possibly can. You never want to go deep into any product, unless I mean, if you have a private label brand and you only have a couple products, it's one thing. But if you're doing any kind of arbitrage, retail or online or wholesale, you're better to buy 10 of 100 products than 1,000 of one product. Because if if there's a race to the bottom, or Amazon comes in on that listing and they're selling it way cheaper than you can buy it, which they are. I mean, I can tell you for a fact, Star Wars stuff from Hasbro, and new Ninja Turtle products and Mattel products, they're coming in, and they're selling it for pennies more than I'm paying for it with shipping, and I'm buying directly from the brands, so obviously Amazon's, you know, not going to be something you can compete with. And it goes the same for a lot of those big box stores. But there's a lot in wholesale that you can make a lot of money, and we've really grown our business doing wholesale. I started out doing retail arbitrage and then online arbitrage, and then we expanded into wholesale. And then we found, there's just some brands that just, even in, this kind of economy, they still only want to deal with brick and mortar stores. There's those out there, but there's so many brands. We have a software called Sourcing Secret that, we go out and get contact info for our clients. So I know how many brands there are out there. There's, that are ranked under 100,000 just in toys. There's about 17,000 different brands, that are actively under 100,000 in rank. So, and then you have 23 different categories that you can sell in on Amazon in the US marketplace alone. So there's hundreds of thousands of different brands out there that you can source from. So, we deal with a lot of these kind of things every day, with our clients, obviously, that are just unable to, get by that. I can't find, a single brand, or, I want this brand that, um, I just want an account with this brand, right? Like everybody wants an account with Mattel because they think it's so great, but they're like the worst company ever to deal with, and it's just an example because, they send things to you smashed, they don't care. Like if stuff is damaged, they tell you that's your problem, they don't care.
Wow.
And you order stuff and they send it like 6, 7 months later, and no warning, they just charge your credit card. Like these are just some of the things that Mattel does. So, you know, uh, what you think is the best brands out there, in reality, a lot of times aren't. And the biggest thing people get hung up on is this problem. So, you should always, I mean, the biggest piece of advice that I've been giving everybody for years is, don't worry about what you like, right? If you don't like it, that doesn't mean it's not a good seller. You should always
Right.
be going out to find, you sell what sells. That
Right.
should be your number one thing. It doesn't matter, if you think it's the dumbest thing ever and nobody will ever buy it. Well, those are the things you want to sell on Amazon because nobody else is selling them usually. So you can go out there and find those products, and you're not going to have much competition on it. So, when a product is ranked 100,000 now, and you have no competition, I sell tons of those, and I sell them almost every day. where, if I mean, we have an account with Lego, but I mean, you can't afford to sell any of it on Amazon. But if you go look at any Lego listing, there's like 400 sellers on every listing. You know,
Yeah.
even though something may be ranked 1,000, that doesn't mean you're going to sell any when you have 500 people you're competing with. Um,
So I just want to say that's some great insight for people to be thinking about, especially wholesaling, thinking about getting started. Don't focus on the big brands because we spend a lot of time doing because we see that stuff fly off the shelves, especially if we're doing retail or online arbitrage, or even if we're sourcing for our own kids, we see it fly off the shelves when we go and try and go find it in the store. So it's like, oh, that must be a hot seller. We're looking at the sales rank. Yes, the competition is high, so having a list of, you said 17,000 and 17,000 other wholesale suppliers in toys with a rank of toys that are under 100,000. Like that is a valuable list.
well, it's not a list. We have a piece of software you can, search for brands. Um, yeah, but that's brands. That's not even like
Yeah.
I don't deal with wholesalers at all. Like what everyone calls a wholesaler, or they're actually a distributor. So they buy
Right.
stuff. Yeah. So like any list you buy from me, any of my software, like we don't have those wholesalers that everybody is trying to buy from, because most like YouTube videos and wholesale training, they're going to tell you go open an account with these distributors, because they may have 100 or 1,000 different brands you can buy from. But the problem is, you have to pay for all that crap that the distributor is doing, right? You have to pay for their employees and their profit and their
Yeah.
warehouse and shipping from the brand to them, and sales and marketing and whatever else they're doing. They're putting all that cost into that product, and you can just go to that brand and buy it directly. There's very few brands that won't sell. I mean, we have an account with Hasbro, but you can't get an account with Hasbro anymore. You have to go through one of usually 3 distributors. And that's the only way that we have a direct account, but now if we were opening an account, we would have to go through them, and that's like the only way that we will do that. Same goes with Mattel. You can't really get Mattel accounts anymore. You have to go through a distributor, and they're actually paying people, so their prices are the same as Mattel. They
Yeah.
pay those distributors on the back end, but you should really stay away from wholesale distributors, because all they're doing is taking away your profit from you. Um, you know, 5 years ago, and people were making videos 5 years ago were right, but now that information isn't right anymore. Amazon is changing stuff every single day, so you have to keep up with what's working. And now, these distributors, you know, used to be the only way. Now, so many brands have shut down, right? Sears,
Yeah.
Kmart basically don't exist anymore. Toys R Us don't exist anymore. We sell mostly toys, so I'm talking about toys, but all this, applies to every category. If
Right.
you're selling in baby or grocery or whatever it is, then all this information is going to work across any category you sell in. So, before, like, all these companies, they're like, well, why would I sell, 2 cases or even a pallet to you when Toys R Us is buying 100 truckloads at a time, right? But
Yeah.
but all those big businesses, like, it used to be all small businesses, and then huge corporations kind of grew and developed, Walmart and Kmart and Zayres and all those brands, the Toys R Us and KB Toy Store, and all
Mhm.
those big brands just don't exist anymore. They went bankrupt. So now these brands are more open to talking to, small businesses. And even if you sell $10 million a year, you're still a small business. Basically every third party seller on Amazon, is legally classified as a small business. So now they're open to sell to people who have online only stores, who have, any kind of a small business. They're willing to open accounts with you. So even a year or two ago, if you tried contacting a brand and they didn't respond, then um, you know Now they're open to, now they have to have thousands of accounts where they had maybe
Yeah.
accounts of before and they would sell to distributors. But now they're willing to deal with Amazon sellers because, Amazon's just about the biggest company in the world now. So, they're willing to, deal with third party sellers on Amazon. They're willing to deal with stores that, may not have a brick and mortar location. Um,
Hmm.
and a lot of things have changed in the last couple of years. So, if you've tried wholesale and it didn't work, now it's going to work. Now
So
it works a lot better, and it depends how you talk to them, because you have
correct.
to. There are a lot of people have sold wholesale. We don't sell courses, so this isn't ending up with a course at the end. You know, I didn't like people charging $5,000 to teach you basic information, and we had courses that were reasonably priced, and people said, "Oh, well, if you're only charging $100 for this, and that guy's charging $5,000, you must not know what you're talking about, right?" But that
Yeah.
guy, I don't know, watched YouTube videos. They don't even have, a brick and mortar store or never have, so like you know they don't deal
Yeah.
with Amazon, they're selling courses, right? So, I stopped selling courses because, my $100 course was more valuable than $1,000 course or $5,000 course. So we just give that information away for free now.
Nice.
So
So let me just ask you a question. Those people that are, when you say 17,000 brands and toys with a rank of 100,000, how do they gain access to that? Like that link, like how do they gain access to that? And what is that list? And how often do you refresh that list? And, and what is the option?
well, I wasn't actually even trying to sell that, but I mean, um, I can show you what that looks like.
Okay.
We have a software called Sourcing Secret. I built it for myself, and I showed every time I do a live, train drive and honks the whole way. So, I built the software for ourselves, and I'll just share the screen here in a second.
Okay.
So yeah, right now we've actually gotten contact information for almost 24,000 brands. Um,
Wow.
so I'm going to share this.
That is nice. And this is not the distributor list. This is like the direct contact. Okay. Okay.
Maybe a half a dozen distributors out of all this. So,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
so what we do is we took our users. Our users can request contact information for these companies.
Okay.
Um, and then I have a team that's all they do is they go out, they reach out to the companies, do whatever they got to do to get the contact information, the information to set up a wholesale account. So um, I'll just show you toys, for example, and um, so this shows the brand, the category it's in, which we selected toys, how many products they have that's recently been under 100,000 in rank. So there's 1,558 for Lego. This is their phone number to set up an account, to view the information, and then this page will only have the ones that we have contact info for. So so yeah, if we look at Lego, we're gonna get their phone number. Um, this one you got to call them to get an account, and they do have one company that distributes for them. It depends on how much you plan on selling, if they sell to you direct or if they choose to use their distributor, which is the exact same price. It's somebody who worked for them like 20 years, and then they started a company to distribute because Lego didn't want to do all of it themselves anymore. They didn't want to
Okay.
sell case of things at a time. So you call the number, and then, but sometimes you set up an account with a website. Sometimes they have a form. Sometimes you call them. Sometimes they want you to email. So every company is a little bit different. So we have whatever that information is um, on there, so you can go to the website, and the pages will take you right to whatever that form is. So um,
Okay. So here's what I want to say to everybody. Like to gain access, Sean has like an amazing limited time offer for anybody that wants to gain access to this wholesale, like a wholesale package. And the
Yeah,
wholesale package, go ahead and tell them what's in there, Sean.
yeah. So what we put together, we made this just for you guys. Um, so basically, I just want to show this one quick thing.
Okay,
Uh,
okay, go ahead.
so this is just the toys category. We can see there's 16,460 brands that we're tracking. If it's private label, if we think it's private label, there's no way to know for sure, but we've built some pretty cool algorithms to recognize private label products, restricted products. If it's restricted, you'll see this R. Unknown brands means when the listing was created, it didn't have a brand. This is how many products. We're the only tool I've ever seen on the market that shows you how many products each brand has that is ranking well. So every product you see in the software has all the we know how many products are selling under 100,000 recently. So, you know if it's 10 or, 1,600 like Lego. It also shows the percentage of products that Amazon is currently selling on. So it's 1.2%, 1.26% of the, 1,669 products. Historically means has Amazon ever sold on any of those products? So 26% of them Amazon has sold at some point in the past. And then average price, average rank, and there's a ton of other data. You can actually download this list of 1,669 products from this or any of the 16,000 plus brands that we track. And this is just in toys. There's 23
Wow.
categories you can do arbitrage in, and we've done this with all the categories for the US. And if you click the all button, it'll download all the products for across all the brands. So like Lego, they sell clothing and shoes and watches and clocks and all kinds of other stuff. So they're listed in tons of different categories. So you can download a list of all those products across all those different categories. But the thing to remember about not only about like I said products, but with brands as well. You're opening a wholesale account with this brand, so you're going to have access to all their products. So we see what's selling well, right now, but it doesn't matter. We're going to look at these products, and I don't care about any of the products that I'm going to see if I download this list from Lego. All I care about is, hey, are these the kind of products that I want to sell? Is this a good company to go into business with? And if the answer is yes, then I'm going to open a wholesale account. I'm not worried about, hey, is this a good rank on this individual item and this individual? It doesn't matter. Once you
Yeah.
get a wholesale account, you're going to have access to all of it. So then you can decide which exact products that you want to sell, what's going to work for your business. We're only looking at this brand. You always want to look, especially building this software that tracks 2.3 million products every day. Um, we're looking at you always want to look at the big picture, and
Correct.
the picture is, if you're opening a wholesale account, you want to look at that brand overall, what it's doing on Amazon. You have to understand that you're going to be buying wholesale. If it's a brand like Lego, most people are sourcing at Walmart or at a retail store. Well, they have to triple the price
Yeah.
usually to be able to make any profit. If you're buying at wholesale, well, you're buying sometimes under what Walmart's price is. So then you're going to be able to, sell it for a lot less. So a product that's ranked 100,000, if you buy a bag of peanuts, for $3 at Walmart and you have to sell it at $10 on Amazon to make any money, and then if you buy it direct, you're paying, a dollar 20, and then you could sell it for $6 and still be doubling your money.
Correct.
So it makes a big difference. And then if the price goes from 10 to 6 now you could, drop that rank maybe to 20 or 30,000 instead of 100,000. So when you're going into wholesale, there's a lot more variables and there's a lot more options of what you can buy. It's not just, go to Walmart, scan it, and can I triple my money, can I sell it for triple the price and double my money? Now there's a lot more options. You can take that listing and be selling a whole lot more of it, so you have a bigger variety then, because now, if you're looking for stuff under 50,000, maybe you can go to 150,000, and be lowering the ranks because you're going to have more sales because it's a better price. The lower the prices, you're always going to have more sales.
Yep,
So, you know,
absolutely.
there's a lot of variables and there's a lot more options once you get a wholesale account, and new products. I mean, that in toys, especially, that's where you make all the money. You want to be like the first one in or the last one out. So, if you're getting products when they launch and getting them right to Amazon, you're going to be able to sell them for a lot more. I mean, these, for example, we just got these Masters of the Universe toys in, and we sent them to Amazon last week. This one's not listed yet. That's why I still have it. But I got like 20 cases of these. There was three different versions. So the other two we sent in like 20 cases, and I sold them all in one day. As soon as they checked in, they all sold. We were the first seller on it.
Go
And
ahead.
they retail for $10. We sold them for 25, and they cost like 5.75 a piece.
Nice.
Sold them
That
for
was a nice.
25 bucks. All, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how many there was, but probably 100 of them in one day for 25 bucks, just because we were the first sellers on them. So you can get stuff, at launch. Before they're in these aren't in Walmart. Like, I looked on eBay a couple days ago, and there was one that was opened and played with, and they were selling it for 60 bucks. And that's
Oh,
it.
wow.
There's none sold, none for sale yet. It's a brand new item from Mega Construction Mattel. And when you have a wholesale account, there's all those deals always available. You get emails every day about, new items that they're announcing, or new items that are coming out in 6 months, and you can order them, and you'll have them, the day they come out, or oftentimes earlier than they come out.
I love
So
that.
one
I love it.
great option. So what we put together for you guys is what we're calling the wholesale essential package. So we've been making wholesale lists for a while now, which is kind of a scaled down version of Sourcing Secret, which is you get a list of um, a certain amount of wholesale brands. Each one is a little different. So let me just go down to part here. So we've made wholesale lists for all these categories. Home has 600 brands in it. Um, our second list has 99 brands in it, and we've sold these for as much as $197 each. When each one launched, you can see we've got beauty, baby, home, toys, of course, three different toys lists with tons of different brands in them. And what we're going to do is we're going to put all these together. We're putting all this in this bundle for you guys together, as well as we have a list of restricted brands, which is awesome. I could spend a whole hour talking about restricted brands, especially if you do OA or RA. Um, I'll actually send I think we made sorry. Um, so you know, when you know what the restricted brands are, it's great because a lot of other people can't sell them. If you have good metrics, you can just apply in those brands and get auto
Yeah.
engaged.
Right.
I'm gated in over 500 brands on Amazon. So there's a there's a ton of stuff out there, and once you know what brands you're ungated in, then you can start searching at Walmart. If you're using tactical arbitrage or one of those type tools, you can start searching out those brands that you're ungated in, because a lot of other sellers are not ungated in them. So
Right.
um, we have a list of brands that auto ungate for most people, because some people auto ungate in brands and someone else will try it a minute later and it doesn't work. So, we've tried these on multiple accounts. We have two different accounts, and some of our top clients have tried them on theirs as well. So it's kind of the ones that we were able to auto ungate all the different accounts. So we're giving you a list of 100 brands that we know that auto ungate, including direct links. All you have to do is, it's a Google sheet. You just click on the link, and it'll take you right in your Seller Central account to the application page. You just apply, and either you get auto ungate or you don't. Most of them you should. as well as our restricted brands list, which has thousands of restricted brands, which you can also go and apply. But those are the brands that are filing IP claims and are just restricted on Amazon in general. So kind of the brands you want to stay away from, or apply to get ungated in. As we also have put together we have a wholesale brand subscription that we give our 10 brands every week that that you can go open wholesale accounts with. We show you all the products that are selling well, contact info to open accounts with them, and every week we send out. We have another list of 10 more, and we charge I believe $20 a month for that, and we're going to give you that for a year for free. So that's $240 by itself. And then we're giving you a 2-week trial to Sourcing Secret, the software we just showed you. And then we used to sell it for $197. Now we have, during COVID, when everybody was at home and needed to make money, we actually dropped it down to $30 a month. So it's like $29.97 a month, but you get 2 weeks free to that as well. There we go, 2 weeks free access to Sourcing Secret. And then all of our wholesale training, which goes along with all these, and as well as we spent a lot of thousands of dollars. We hired freelancers who have worked with big brands like Mattel and Hasbro, as well as retail companies, Walmart, Target, places like that, Toys R Us, to help us build emails that companies would be more responsive to. So, I've seen a lot of those other guys saying you should get like a 2 to 5% response rate. We get about a 95% response rate to our emails when we try to open a wholesale account. So if you tried to open a wholesale account and they didn't respond, you say, hey, I'm an Amazon seller. Can you give me a list of all your products? That kind of stuff doesn't work anymore because they've opened hundreds, if not thousands, of wholesale accounts with companies like who do that exact thing, and then they never end up buying anything. They just want the list and you move on. So if you got 100 other lists behind it, that kind of thing doesn't work anymore. So we've come up with some better ways to reach out to those companies that work very, very well. So if you've had problems where they ignore you, and I mean there's a really good reason too, because it costs them money to open wholesale accounts. It's not, let's send you, it's not, okay, here's a list. They have to create, some kind of a customer file for you. They have to hire people for $50,000 to $100,000 a year just to open accounts for people who never buy anything. So it does get aggravating on the, brand side as well, because they got to go back and forth. They got to, ask you for paperwork that you're probably not been sending them when you send your initial email. So we show you how to do all that. We show you what to send them, what to tell them. I give you the exact emails that we use. I've just turned them into templates, left blank, so you can put all your own business information in there, and then you can open your own account.
I love that. So let me just say this. I purchased Sean's wholesale list, I think for the first time last year, maybe the year before. I can't remember. But it has proved helpful for me in my business. And being able to have a wholesale account and being able to get a response from wholesale suppliers is so beneficial to your business. Now, I do want to do a recap of everything. But I'm going to assume for you, you're ordering wholesale. You're probably doing the shipments yourself, or maybe you've got a prep center and you're doing the shipments with the prep center. Some of these wholesale suppliers, I'm assuming, will also do some of the shipping for you. Just depends on which ones they are and what they're willing to do. But
well, like I said, we only deal with the brands. Okay. We do all myself. We have a warehouse. I've got a big retail store. We got a big back room. We got plenty of room to do employees. So we don't use prep centers.
Okay.
I have in the past, but it doesn't matter if you are or not. It doesn't. Right. As far as I'm sorry, what was the other thing?
No, I was just talking about the fact that they, those people, there are some people that maybe they don't have the space that you
Oh,
have.
right. So ship,
Just,
yeah, a lot of the
yeah.
products ship direct. So yeah, I mean, we've got deals with some companies that will ship directly to Amazon. I mean, it's super simple once you've done it a few times. They basically, we just say, we're not like, can you send this stuff to Amazon for us? We say, is it okay if we supply our own, shipping labels? And I mean, usually they're okay with that unless they're using a giant prep center, which some of them are and just aren't open to that. But I mean, you can't ask Mattel to do it, but you can ask smaller companies that have maybe 100 different products they sell. It's still a smaller brand, so they're usually happy to do that. They'll just tell you the box dimension. You just tell them you need the box dimensions and weights, and that's it. They usually just want to give you the weights, but you're like, you have to tell them usually you need box dimensions and weights, and then their shipping manager or whatever will send it to you, and then you just um, you go in and list it on Amazon, and they will, and you download the labels instead of printing them, and then you just email them over to them. It's
Correct.
a pretty simple process.
So here's what I want to say. Like Sean has this amazing offer. And so if you scroll back up, like back up at the top, the list that he's talking about lifetime access, the value of this is $17.90. So you got a home list 1, 2, and 3. I think last time I just got home list 1 and 2. You got baby list 1, beauty list 1, grocery list. If you guys don't know, Sean is the grocery man, like for real though. So if you're looking for those consumables, those steady eddies, I call them steady eddies or replenishables, like grocery is all day. Then you also have the coffee list, which is always helpful. Toys 2, 3, and 4. Like, okay, all of this for this amazing offer. And this and on all the stuff that he's talking about, he said the templates, you're getting some of the lists for the auto and gating. Like it's ridiculous what he is offering and what you're gonna
We're
get.
not making up numbers. I mean, we sold all these for $197 each, and you're getting all 10 of these lists. So just these lists we sold for $1,970. Um, and then Sourcing Secret that we showed you guys,
Yeah.
it's under $30. You get a 2-week trial. You email us if you don't like it, or if it's
Mhm.
not for you, and you don't even have to. You'll never pay anything for that. Um, and then and that was just one part of Sourcing Secret. There's a ton of stuff that it does. Like, you can download the top 100,000 products in any category. Everything in there is updated every 24 hours, so you can download the top 100,000 products with ranks and links to keep and links to Amazon and ASINs and all that stuff you see in all that sourcing software. You can download that list with all that data in 23 different categories on Amazon. Every category you can do arbitrage in, we have in there. And there's over 33,000 categories just in those 23 main categories. You can download the top 10,000 products in every subcategory. It doesn't matter if it's 10 subcategories deep. We have tracked every subcategory. It's updated every day. Last time I looked, it was about 20 or 33,000 though. So you can download the top 10,000 products in any subcategory on Amazon as well. With all that data, you can download the top 500,000 products in any category if there is that many. So there's, more data in there than you'll ever need. There's hundreds of thousands of brands, and we've gotten contact info for, like I showed you, over 23,000 brands. So,
And
more.
this works, guys. Like he's talking about Amazon, and he's already mentioned at the beginning, if you're selling on eBay, it regardless of the platform that you're selling on, we use Amazon as our basis to be able to get sales ranked because Amazon gives you a lot of free information just for the sake of it. You get a lot of free access to a lot of free information that you can do analysis on. But the great thing is that if it's moving well and it's selling well on Amazon, you can sell on any other platform. Because I know that there's a lot of people that are frustrated, a lot of sellers right now that are frustrated with Amazon. So just having that opportunity, if you're selling on Walmart, if you're doing Shopify, like knowing that some of these brands will do some of them, not all of them, will do some of the shipping for you, just some of the stuff that you need done, because you may not be a big operation like Sean's doing well. And so you may be a smaller operation, maybe you just run it out of your garage, or maybe you just want to be 100% hands off, so you can send it to a prep center, establish an account with them. But the point is, regardless of whether you're doing Shopify, Etsy, Amazon, eBay, Walmart, like, this list is going to help you expand the potential opportunity of products that you can offer to your customers, and the amount of inventory you can potentially sell, so you can get your numbers up. If you're trying to scale, this is a way to scale. This is a great way to scale by having a wholesale account. And so he's got a lot of opportunities in this bundle. Like, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous bundle.
Right, and we sell on, like she said, multiple platforms. We're on Amazon, we're on eBay. I mean, we do great on Etsy. I mean, we sell a ton of toys on Etsy. It's not just for handmade stuff. So, I mean, you're missing the ball on Etsy, because we sell stuff for ridiculous prices. I just shake my head every time I see a sale, because they're paying stupid money for toys on there.
Nice.
Etsy, we have our own Shopify store. We have our own Shopify store for our retail store. We sell on Wish. Wish is not just like fake Chinese stuff. There's a lot of high-end stuff on there too. There's a lot of good stuff on there. And people are always looking for stuff that'll ship from the US. So you have a big advantage when you're shipping from the US, and they don't have to wait whatever 21 days to get something from China.
And are you listing on your wholesale list? I'm assuming that you are. And some of them that have wholesale, the brands that actually have warehouses in the US, versus, because we're going into the Chinese New Year here soon. But do you have somewhere? I'm assuming that's in your sourcing secret somewhere. You indicate whether not, or don't have.
Not really. I've never really run into, like, nobody that I buy from has ever told me they're going to ship from China. I have, I mean, Mattel will give you a lot cheaper stuff. They're like, if you want to, FOB it, ship it basically yourself from their warehouses in China, buy it by the container load. But we haven't done that yet. But, that's the only one that's ever mentioned that. Like, almost everybody we buy from is, from here. But we're buying from, name brand. We only sell, we sell what we sell, which is, we buy from big brands. When we did retail arbitrage, I was, going to, I mean, other than toys, because we were trying to go to all toys now. But, when we were doing like Nike and Adidas and stuff, sourcing at Ross and TJ Maxx, and I'm sure most of you guys have, had similar experiences. If you're going there, then, those brands sell, right? Even if, you find a Nike, whatever, a Nike shirt or a Nike shoe that's not listed on Amazon, and you list it, it's going to sell, because people are searching for Nike. People are searching, for, Mattel and Star Wars and, G.I. Joe figures and all that stuff. So we sell what's already selling, and especially in toys. Like, I buy stuff 6 months to a year before it's released. We're ordering it. So you kind of, you if you know the brands that are selling in whatever niche you're going to sell in, then it's going to sell. I have very few items that don't sell well, and it's only because maybe Amazon was selling it from the start, but they're going to sell out eventually. You're either, like I said, first one in or last one out. And sometimes we wait it out, and sometimes we don't. But there's opportunity there for it.
So we have some people that are international, like they are not necessarily in the US. They might be in Canada, they might be in the UK, they might be in Australia. Right. So grabbing this wholesale list be helpful for them as well, because we never know what their strategy is, whether or not they're sending their information over, sending their products over to a prep center and letting the prep center ship it out, listing it on .com, whichever .com, Amazon.com, whatever, and letting them fulfill it for them, or how they set that up. So I just want to encourage you, even if you're an international seller, like, this list could be beneficial to you as well.
Right. Well, we've had, a lot of clients over the years that, have that aren't in the US. And what I always tell them is it doesn't matter where you're at. Like if you're selling on Amazon.com, you should have a US based business. It's not very hard. You get an address, you register, you buy a virtual address from one of those companies for $10 a month, and you register a business to that address, and get a tax ID, same as we would do here. And now you're a US based business. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in England or sitting in Norway or China or Japan or wherever. All that matter, your business is American. Even, if you order, or if you hire a VA in the Philippines and they're opening wholesale accounts for you, they're not telling them that they're in the Philippines. It's a US based company. You work for your company. So it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're selling in the US, you should have a US based company, because it's all you're going to do is confuse brands. If you say, oh, well, I'm selling it on Amazon.com, but even if I'm located in Canada, then they're going to say, well, we don't export to Canada. You should contact this distributor to buy our stuff from Canada, but you don't want it in Canada. You want it in the US. So, you're going to have to explain all this and jump through all these hoops when it's just completely unnecessary. You're a US based company. If you're selling in the US, you should have a US based company. It's not that expensive. We're talking about a couple $100 like to set up like for everything.
Yeah,
So
there's just
US phone.
setting up the address and where you receive your mail, all of that. Yeah.
So if you can't spend a couple $100 like to have a legitimate business, then wholesale is probably not for you, right?
Yeah.
But in the broad scheme of things, like if you have a US company, you want to be in the US. If you're in Canada and you want to sell in Canada, then you're going to tell them you're in Canada, right? Because you want the products wherever the platform is. You don't want to buy the stuff in the US, then you have to ship it to Canada, or buy it in Canada and ship it to the US. The only time you're going to sell on another platform is when you have local stuff, right? If you're in Canada, like people in the US want Canadian stuff. People in the US want like craft dinner and whatever. I'm not a fan of Canada, but whatever they sell in Canada, people want here. And like same thing, like in China, they want, they want blue jeans, they want Levi's that cost $300 there. And the same with Europe. Like if you're selling in the UK, like they want American foods, and it's the same. It's going to be the same everywhere. That's the whole point of arbitrage. You're selling it, you're buying it on one marketplace, selling it from another marketplace. So
Correct.
you want to find the products that are going to be selling well in that marketplace and find them wherever they're at. If it's Canadian craft dinner, and you have to ship it here, but you don't want products that are being sold in the US being shipped to Canada and then being shipped here. And there's a lot of export laws, and there's a lot of laws that just make companies scared of shipping to another country. If they have a deal in Canada for a distributor for their products already, they're going to tell you to go see them. But you don't want that either, right? Because you don't want them in Canada, you want them in the US. They're selling them in the US, and you want to buy them and you want to sell them in the US. So you want to have a business in whatever marketplace that you're located in. Not you're located, whatever marketplace that you want to sell it at. So, if you want to sell stuff in Canada, you should set up, and you want to buy wholesale in Canada, then you need you need a business for wholesale in Canada. We sell on the Canadian marketplace. We ship stuff there, but it's American stuff, that we can't buy in Canada. So, you always want to be in the marketplace you're in.
So I want to wrap up because you've also got this amazing bonus, which is of course lifetime access to the restricted brands list. You just got all the stuff that people will be gaining access to. And they need to check out the site. The link is in the description. I'll also put it in the comments section. So if you're watching this, but we just want to encourage you all to just consider this, especially for 2021. You want to revisit your business, if you want to restructure it. Maybe you've been doing a lot of retail arbitrage and you're ready to dip your toe into wholesale. This is going to be one of the best ways to do it. You're talking about Sean Mayo, who actually grocery game. He's been into the he's sold he still sell them. He's done retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale, like, and he is here to show you what you need to do to be a successful seller, to give you the information that you need to be able to access the brands so that you can get accounts established and get your foot in the door with them regardless of the platform that you're selling on. This is your opportunity to begin the process of expanding your business and growing it, especially into 2021. Having wholesale accounts are going to give you that advantage. When he talks about that he can get products before it's even in stores, like, he's seeing this stuff and he can place his orders before it's even in stores. Like, who would like to be able to do that? Like, I would like to be able to do that. So I'm just saying, if you have not already taken the opportunity, you can go to bit.ly/, wholesale with Sean, and it's capital A-W, and then wholesale with Sean, capital S. So if you do that, you'll be able to gain access to this. Again, bit.ly wholesale with Sean, and that's how you find this amazing offer. And he's only going to have this available for a limited time. How long is this available, Sean?
We're gonna go till Sunday on this deal.
Okay. So it's Monday. You've got a whole week to make a decision. You could change your entire 2021 just by making this one decision, gaining access to this stuff. We have leaders who are on our leadership. They're doing all kinds of stuff. We have one leader's been selling coffee. We have other people that are doing wholesale accounts, selling toys and also baby stuff. I got a little bit into the grocery game. I need to expand my grocery game. Beauty is going to be a big thing for next year as well. You got to know that the babies are going to be a big thing because people were cooped up in their house for a while. So there's probably going to be some babies on the tail end of this. And so having wholesale accounts to be able to sell stuff for babies is sort of a big deal. And then also toys. Toys are always going to be big, especially right now, educational and learning toys. And so being able to establish some of those accounts, being able to get approved in some of the categories or auto approved. There are so many different brands. If you're consistent, you have great metrics that they'll just auto approve you. But then also knowing about some of those other ones where you don't have to deal with the high competition. Like, who wants that list? Who wants that list? So I just want to encourage you guys, you need to check this out. You can go to bit.ly/wholesale with Sean. Again, bit.ly/wholesale with Sean. That's what I want you guys to do. I want you to check this out. It's a great offer. It's a great opportunity. If I have purchased it, then you have to know, like, I'm expanding my game even more because this year we went into Shopify, expanding into 2 Shopify stores. And then hopefully next year we'll have a couple more, but just, expanding beyond Amazon, but then also still selling on Amazon. So take the opportunity to grab these lists, get all the bonuses that Sean is offering. Sean always brings it, like the stuff that he provides, the service that he provides. It is amazing content. It is amazing. Like, you can use this. He's going to give you the templates to reach out to the brands, to request, to be able to sell their products, to be able to place your orders, to get a wholesale account. All you have to do is just make sure that you are structured in such a way that the brands are not going to say no. So make sure that you've got, your EIN, your company is established, and there's different ways. I know that we did a training, but maybe that was maybe in our Walmart training, but we talked about, that there's ways for you to get an address. If you don't want to use your address, there's all of these virtual mail, not necessarily PO boxes, but addresses that you can set up. There's ways that you can set up phone numbers. You can use Google Voice. Like, there's all kinds of strategies you can use if you don't want to establish an official, like, brick and mortar like Sean has done. But you can still have a business set up and it be 100% from home. So I just think that those people that are looking for excuses will find them. Huh?
You don't need a brick and mortar store to do wholesale.
Correct. You don't.
You don't need one, but we have a lot more. In reality, we have a lot more money to spend than most sellers. So you don't need an account with Mattel. You can't get an account with Mattel anymore. But buying from those big companies, you can spend a lot more money, and those are the ones who want you to spend more money are the ones you can't get accounts with because you don't have a brick and mortar store. The smaller want to sell as much as they can. So, I mean, you got to go through a lot before you would, ever even consider a brick and mortar store, because those big companies, I mean, if they want you to spend $20,000 in an opening order, well, you're not going to do that anyway. So, like,
Yeah.
brick and mortar store is not benefiting you at all. But we're just at a point where it's just taking us to to the next level. Um, but yeah.
So I just want to encourage sellers, your third party seller. You've been doing retail arbitrage, online arbitrage. Maybe you did a little bit of private label, like establishing a wholesale account can change your game. And the fact that he's got this amazing list of wholesale suppliers that are not necessarily, brands that are not necessarily the ones that we immediately think of, and they may have low competition. I'm all day for low competition. You sell a little bit of low competition products in a bunch of different places. Like, that's your regular recurring income. That's your regular profits. So I just want to encourage you all to just keep going. This has been a very interesting year. I'll use interesting in quotation marks. And this is another way to say, okay, I'm going to revisit my business. I'm going to refocus it, restructure it, reset it, whatever it happens to be, so you can keep going in 2021. So I'm gonna see if I can sweet talk Sean and expand it in just one more week beyond, because we do the reset, refocus, and re-energize your business the following week. And so I just think, like, this is a great offer for everybody that's really serious about, re-engineering their business for 2021. Yeah, it is a great opportunity. It's a great way to do it. So, Sean, I'm so glad that I got to see you, first of all, because I sort of missed you. I did. I'm so glad I got to see you. I'm so glad we got to talk. And I just want people to grab this offer. You just go to bit.ly/wholesale with Sean. Again, bit.ly/wholesale with Sean. It's really pretty straightforward. I put it in the comments section. We'll actually also put it on the replay so everyone can see it. And just grab this offer, because it's an amazing offer. There's a lot of great information in it. I'm sorry. I got kids on both sides of me that are just, one son is downstairs yelling, the other one is over here making noise. It's just crazy. But grab this so that you can move forward in your business. Grab this so that you can gain access to the restricted brands, the ones that you can get auto ungated in. That we don't have. We do an auto ungating process, but it's not restricted brands. And so, that is helpful. You can get the wholesale list. You gain access to his sourcing secrets. Like, that database is the bomb. And then you also get access to the brands where there's a lot of low competition and templates so that you can reach out to them. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't do this. Like, I just don't know why you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, if you know how to run your Amazon account already, then we kind of cover everything you need to do to get set up with wholesale. And even if you're not selling on Amazon,
Yeah, eBay, Etsy,
I mean, there's
Walmart.
like different places to sell now. So
That's right.
how much work you want to put into it.
That's right. All right. Well, Sean, I thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me today.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you later.